The rise of a potential superpower is naturally a disruptive occurrence for any global order. If we forget that, it is because the last time it happened with the USSR was in the midst of a world war that masked its emergence. Transitions between superpowers and their overlapping coexistence are difficult at best of times. The one between the UK and the US in the first half of the 20th century is the exception, not the rule. But when societies are built on different principles, then it is very much harder to reconcile contestation with collaboration. Divergences may matter less when a nation's influence is relatively small and its actions mainly affect its own people. It was perhaps more acceptable in the immediate post-colonial world when capabilities were of a lesser order. But once they reach a global scale, it became much harder to overlook. Conducting international relations, while being agnostic about the character of societies, has its limitations. This is strikingly evident today as attitudes across the political divide reinforce each other. Even as this started happening, globalization as a powerful compulsion for cohabitation initially mitigated emerging contradictions. At some stage, however, geopolitical stresses have found articulation as a vocal nationalism among states that feed off each other. Sharper competitiveness should be expected as the driving force of the world today. The era of benign globalization that facilitated the dramatic rise of China has come to an end. How this came to pass is obviously important. What to make of it even more so. India's rise has been slower and will now have to navigate difficult waters. We have entered a turbulent phase where a new kind of politics is being fashioned. The issue is not whether India will continue rising. That vector is reasonably assured. The question is how to do so optimally in an era of greater uncertainty. For the near term, India has little choice but to pursue a mix of multiple approaches, some orthodox and others more imaginative. But in all of them, partnerships with global interests could make a significant difference. A global footprint is now in the making that leverages India's greater capability and relevance as well as its unique diaspora. This era of global upheaval entails greater expectations from India, putting it on the path to becoming a leading power. In the India way, S. Jaishankar, India's Minister of External Affairs, analyzes the challenges and spells out possible policy responses. He places this thinking in the context of history and tradition, appropriate for a civilizational power that seeks to reclaim its place on the world stage. Listen now.